Yes, Hermogene, I have a PhD in chemistry. Actually, I did it in South Africa. Yavi, you should be happy. I did it in South Africa at Wits University. Then I was a lecturer of chemistry, a researcher in Botswana, Rwanda, South Africa, in area of chemistry. I joined the Africa Organization for Standardization 2012. Yeah, our work deals with developing standard, harmonization of standard on the continent, and harmonization of conformity assessment. We are looking forward to have one standard for our continent and see how there is movement of product. Yeah, products, I mean goods and services at the continental level, reducing the technical barrier to trade. That is our work in this area. Thank you. Thank you, Anna. One key thing that we should understand is that even if you sign an agreement to trade among ourselves, it's not just we are brothers. Any country will protect their own people. It's about standards are about safety, standards are about environment, and then trade. I will not just, as a country, accept a product coming from my neighbor because I signed the AfCFTA. It should be showing that this product, we trade more on agriculture product. Yeah, what is it safe for my people? Yeah, if I am consuming the milk, the meat, the other food products, is safe for my people. If I am accepting cement from Egypt, from South Africa, is it safe for the building that I'm gonna use that cement? The safety is key, and you to reach the level where you are sure that the safety is there, it's the application of standards. The application standard is very key. What we are doing when you are harmonizing the standard is to be able to reach what we call 1-1-1 principle. The 1-1-1 principle is to have one standard, one test, one certificate. Can I have one standard that is utilized by African continent? If I conduct a test in Egypt, that product is sent to South Africa, to Kenya, to Rwanda, elsewhere, is not retested because the cost of retesting for the private sector is huge. And it also creates some delays when you are retesting. Mean that we need to have that one standard. That's what ARSO is doing for harmonization of standard. But we also need the second part, the equivalence in technical regulations. Because when you have technical regulation, different technical regulation, it's what creates now the second testing when the product is reaching our borders. Third is acceptability of the results of our laboratories, conformity assessment. Do you accept that the results I am showing you, the results on one product, do you accept it in your country? Meaning you accept the test of that certificate I am giving to you. We cannot reach there if we don't have capacity building in quality infrastructure. It's very important to have the laboratories that are accredited at the continental level. It's very important to have the standardization bodies that are at the level that is acceptable. It's also very important to have the metrology, the measurement that I can trust at the continental level. When you look at, we did some stock taking at the continental level to see how the levels of quality infrastructure are. We still have only among the 55 countries, around 11 countries are the countries that are at a good level where you can accept their product, knowing that the tastes are good, yeah, you can accept those products in your country. 11 out of 55 countries. When you are looking at the AfCFTA, we should remember that the borders are there, but we are breaking those borders. Yeah. A product will enter one country and can reach other countries. A product will be produced, manufactured in one country, and can reach other countries easily. That's what we are looking at. But if now I cannot trust your product, it's a problem. It's a problem. As I said, as I started, it's not about signing. It's about also looking at how safe those products are. And we cannot be there if we don't bring into our structure the quality culture. Quality culture. We shouldn't remember that we need a quality product when we are trading outside our continent. We shouldn't remember the quality when we are trading with Europe, with America, with Asia. No, we should understand that the quality should be embedded in the value chains. And the other part on standardization, the standards bring in the component of value addition. We have, the value addition is very key. When you look at the value chains, we should think about our essence. Our essence. We cannot develop without our essence. Elsewhere, all development are built on SMEs. We have the youth, we have the women, as what Yabi was talking about. How do we help these small and medium and micro enterprises? We have on the continent and also what we call maturity model, certification with maturity, where we help SMEs to be certified at bronze level, silver level, gold level, and platinum level, looking at their market. That is the major problem. If you are trading at the national level, at the continental level and international level, yeah, we tell you what to do and showing you the requirements to be able to trade at national, to trade at continental, and to trade at the global level. Those are very important issues that we should take into consideration, because in many countries, when you look at the way the business sector take the National Bureau of Standards or the regulators, Food and Drug authorities and others, they take them as police. As police, they fear them. They fear them. They cannot approach them. But that is not the role. The role of the Bureau of Standards, the role of those regulators is to help our industry to grow and to conform to those standards. Thank you.
So the next question we'll have is for you, Mr. Hermogene, and because of time, if you could just keep it brief, could you share with us what you think? And I'm giving here a timeline. We're in 2022, and we know that we are with the Africa Union. We have Agenda 2063, which is 40 years from now, because we want to see the Africa we want. So what do you think needs to be done in 2023 to ensure that AfCFTA is being implemented and it's successful and we're seeing industrialization happening? So that's the time frame. What do we need to do in 2023 to make sure that we achieve the Africa we want in 2063? Welcome, Mr. Hermogene.
Thank you, Anne. I think it's a good question to reflect on. The main thing that we should do is talk, mobilize people. Yeah, that's the main thing. What our continent, this population of 1.3 billion of people, do they understand the opportunities or within the safety agreement? Let's reach out. Yeah, we should reach out to all the corners and focus. We are a continent of youth. Focus on the youth. Focus on how can we create jobs. We cannot create jobs if we don't industrialize. We cannot create jobs if we don't trade to one another. But we need to show people the opportunities. We have the 8 regional economical communities, those recognized by African Union, but we still think about REX. We are not thinking about the continent. And it's really pity when I think about this, because when we think about these regional economical communities, let's give an example for East Africa community, which was 3 countries. Yeah, at the beginning. Then now, how many countries we have? It was Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda. Now we have Rwanda, we have Burundi, we have South Sudan, we have now DRC. Why do we still think about regional economical communities while we know even those regional economical communities are open for other members? Let's think continental. Let's have the regional economical communities as building blocks, and let's focus on the youth. If we can create jobs for the youth, if we can add value to what we produce, we can move forward. Meaning that let's produce what we consume. Let's not produce for other people. Because when we produce for other people, we are not creating the value added what we want on the continent. We produce what we don't consume. That's the main issues. When we talk, we will understand. We shouldn't trade because there is COVID. We should trade because we should trade as a continent. Thank you. The REX will continue to be building blocks. The trade that is happening in the REX will not stop. Yeah, it is actually to leverage on what we are learning from the REX. But also remember, if you look at Kenya, Kenya is in COMESA. Kenya is in East Africa community. Yeah, just 2. Yeah. If you look at, I can give you a country which is in 5 regional economical community right now. And when you look at the standards, in all those protocol on trade, they say that if you adopt a standard, withdraw the conflicting standard. Are you going to adopt a standard being used in East Africa, being used in ECAS, being used in SADC, being used in COMESA? Because those overlapping issues, yeah, it also create some confusion, technically some confusion. That's the main issue. Those REX were created. Let's give an example of tripartite. The tripartite East Africa community, the SADC and COMESA, was actually happening because we wanted to see the experience within the tripartite to see if we can create the AfCFTA. We need to understand the reason behind the Abuja Treaty that created the regional economical communities, that it was toward this AfCFTA. That's the reason I am saying, let's remember that the regional economical communities were there and are still there to bring in the experience, but the milestone is when we're gonna reach a level that we say, oh, we are happy with what is happening at the continental level, and we can trade, forgetting that we started with 3 countries or 2 countries.
Mr. Hermogene, if you could just give us your last remarks, and if you can share with us what you think is the game changer in regards to the AfCFTA and in regards to increase of market share in African countries.
One key thing is mobilization. The second is mobilization, and the third is mobilization. Yeah. That is what we should do. Yeah, people should know what is AfCFTA, what is the benefit, and what we should do as a continent. Mindset, change of mindset. Do not think that the shoe that you should put on should be from elsewhere, other than Egypt or Kenya or somewhere. Do not think about just wearing the suit from Italy. Let's start changing our mindset. Thank you.